All right, hola, buenos dias, mi amigos. How you doing today? Hey, today, Sharon and I are driving to a few Slate towns in our province of Guadalajara. Should be nice because it's a beautiful day. So there are 2 Slate towns we're going to go to today out of the 5. All 5 are located on the same route, so you can go from south to north or north to south and hit all 5 of them because we can travel that far at least now. By the time you see this video, everyone should be able to travel to different parts of the country, different provinces. So we're heading out from El Casar today. We're going to stop in town first and drop off some used clothing in the bin. And maybe stop at the grocery store and pick up a few things because we have a feeling there won't be any restaurants open. Oh, there's my neighbor. There won't be any restaurants open today because of the quarantine, and most of the people that come to these towns are from outside the province. They're mostly tourist towns and they rely heavily on tourism. So there's no mass transportation to all of the towns, I don't think, but there is transportation to Campillo de Aranas. You can take a train from Madrid to Guadalajara City and then take an Uber or a taxi to Campillo de Aranas. Or you can drive from Madrid in a rental or if you have a car, and that's about 2 hours. There appear to be a few places you can stay in Campillo de Aranas, but I think they're very expensive, but you can go online and check that out. So about 2 years ago, Sharon and I drove to another Slate town called Patones de Arriba, and it is amazing. It's probably the nicest Slate town of all of them, but Patones de Arriba is in the province of Madrid, and we can't go into the province of Madrid for another few weeks. It's a really interesting town. It's tucked up high in a ravine on a mountainside so that you can't see it from the center of town. So the town was intentionally hidden from view, keeping it safe from potential enemy forces moving through the area over several centuries. So by the time you see this video, the restrictions preventing travel between provinces should have been removed. It's been a long haul. For now, we stay local, but there's so much to explore outside the city that we're going to take advantage of that. Hey, I'm glad you can join us today. Nice drive, all back roads, and this is what the tourists don't see. So, hey, this will be the first time you've seen me with a mask, isn't it? Well, we're going to drop off some clothes at this bin thing. Trying not to put my phone in at the same time. We stopped at Carrefour Market. The line outside is so long that we're going to take our chances and just head up towards the mountains now and see what we find. Off we go! So our ears are starting to pop. The temperature's gone down a couple of degrees and we're at about 1,019 meters elevation and climbing. Gone from a wind-blown wasteland, actually farmlands, beautiful rolling farmlands, to beautiful forests and trees and pines and mountains. Lots of red clay. This is Campillo. Did I get it? Campillo? So we're in the little town of Campillo, which is one of the first little towns in the chain of Slate villages, and it has a spectacular view, and these houses are just amazing. I suspect it's taken a lot of investment and time to restore these buildings, but they are absolutely incredible architecture. So there's wildflowers everywhere and a great view of the walls that were originally built around here. Agriculture was, and it probably always has been, the primary source of income and livelihood, self-sustaining environment, and it is just amazing. So all of the slate, of course, comes from nearby. The hills are just loaded full of it. So these are all handmade houses, probably on timber frames. So that was Campiejo. Now we're off to Campillo de Ranas. A short drive through the hilly, winding roads of Castilla-La Mancha. Made it to Campillo de Ranas, and behind me is Otheron Peak, part of the mountain range. I assume it gets pretty much covered with snow in the winter because of the elevation here. Another beautiful town. This is the most representative, what I've read, of all of the slate towns in this region. The chain of slate towns. Unfortunately, the Tutu restaurant is closed today. We're still under quarantine, having to stay within our own province of Guadalajara. Puppy. Hi. Hi, sweetie. Good girl. Yes. Hola. So behind me used to be the priest's house, and now it's used as a meeting spot. It was later converted to a place where people would meet in town. So normally this town is hustling and bustling on the weekends with all the restaurants open and people coming up from the cities and whatnot to spend the day in the country. Spend a little while walking around town, but also a good portion of the day at a restaurant, just relaxing and having something good to eat. Unfortunately, the restaurants are all closed, but fortunately for us, it also makes the towns very accessible by car and by foot because everything is closed down. Be sure to check out these Slate towns. There's many more here, and we've only scratched the surface. It's definitely worth a trip up from Madrid if you can rent a car, drive the couple of hours it's going to take to get here, and spend the entire day or find some place to stay nearby. Highly recommend it. It's just absolutely beautiful, quiet, at least under these circumstances, and definitely worth the drive. So I was wrong. There is a restaurant open, and we're sitting at it right now. We thought we might have to go to a grocery store nearby if there were one. Instead, we have a beautiful view and a nice place to sit in the shade and something good to eat. We lucked out. So when we moved to Spain, we planned on getting away once a month to go on a little vacation for a couple of weeks every so often. It's the first time in about 10 weeks we've eaten at a restaurant, at least 10 weeks, and it's nice. Well, my phone's running out of memory, so I'm going to end it right here. Hope you enjoyed the video. All right, see you soon. Bye. Electronic engineering, electronic engineering.